Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday evening Parent Academy webinar session. And thank you all for joining us again. We're excited to have you as audience listeners and participants. I am Tina Foston Hayes, the Parent Academy Specialist for Educational Equity and Outreach for the Alachua County Public School Systems, and I welcome you this evening. Tonight, we will receive some helpful information from our guest speaker, from FAMU, Mr. Les Perrier. And just before we begin, I want to go over a few housekeeping elements. Please keep your microphones on mute through the duration of the presentation. We will be monitoring your questions accordingly. Please use the Q&A feature located at the bottom of your webinar window. And please note all Parent Academy webinars are closed captioned, recorded, and posted to our website for later review or for anyone that could not join us live tonight. Your questions will be answered at the conclusion of each session. If there is a specific need for any other conversation, please jot down the Parent Academy's email address. That is parentacademy@gm.sbac.edu, and we will get those questions answered, forwarded to Mr. Les or to the proper Alachua County Public School member. And without further ado, I introduce to you Mr. Les. Hello, Mr. Les, and thank you for joining us.
Miss Hay, this is how we strike. I don't know if
Yes,
everybody can see that, but before I get started, Miss Hayes and I, we met at an event at FAMU's campus. We hit it off with her. I hit it off with her whole family, and I could tell they had it going on. Their lovely daughter, just a wonderful family. But I like to participate in events where I feel comfortable with the people who are hosting, and she does a great job at what she does, and she really loves the students. I started to say the kids, but they're grown now. But thank you so much, Ms. Hayes, for inviting me.
Absolutely. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Did you want me to go ahead and get started?
Yes, sir. You can take it away.
Well, everybody, good evening. Like I said, thank you for the invite. The staff in the enrollment offices of FAMU, we always are very pleased when we can bring you information about us. If there's any rattlers in the house, here's to you. We strike from the top. But if there aren't any rattlers, don't be offended when I say this, but regardless of where a student is going to go to college, and Ms. Hayes and I talked about this, we want to talk about career readiness. We want to talk about financial awareness. We wanted to try to give you, which is why she does this. She wants to try to give students and parents tools so these students can be successful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a little piece of FAMU to you, but we're going to talk about some different things, and then hopefully I can ask some questions at the end. Just to give you a little background on FAMU, parents and students. We're one of the 12 state university system universities. They call it SUS in Florida. And there are 12 of them. Your Florida State, your University of Florida, UCF, USF, and Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, otherwise known across the nation as FAMU, is a part of that. We follow the same rules. We have to follow the same metrics to receive our budget from the state. If you're successful, you get your budget. If you're not, you're not. So we recruit the best and the brightest. And when I say state universities of parents, you probably know what that is, but students, some part of your parents' dollars are going to subsidize those universities. Now, here's the thing. State universities, they're wonderful. They have the resources. They're normally a little bit larger. We have about 10,000 students. That would be considered like a medium size. Great infrastructure, great IT infrastructure, all those things you want, great residence halls. But here's the tough thing, right? Smart students and parents want their kids involved in that. So they're a little bit harder to get into, and there are a whole lot of applicants, okay? I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to start by giving you off a little background And I think that this first slide is kind of apropos for the situation, because we always look at this as especially the fall, the transition. It is time. What's it time for? You might say, well, what the heck is it time for? I always refer to it as, it's time to play chess now. It's time to stop playing checkers. Now, a lot of you are already playing chess, and I applaud you. But chess involves strategy. Chess does not involve looking at tomorrow, Friday. Chess involves looking at 10, 20 Fridays down the road. So to get to those wonderful career goals that you have, it's like GPS. There are many ways to get there. There are more ways to get there than you think. But if you don't follow one of those routes, you're not going to make it. I'm going to go to this next slide. Now, let me get a couple of brag points here, because a lot of these items have been a part of the Florida A&M strategic plan, and these things are not hard to hit, not easy to hit. But most of you will know what the U.S. News and World Report Best Colleges edition is. It comes out every fall, and just let me tell you, just because that U.S. News and World Report says that a certain college is the best may not mean they're the best for you. It's like a marriage, and sometimes opposites attract even. But you have to pick the place that you feel comfortable about, that's good for you. But what they've said about us, and we would much rather be on these than not. As you know, we've been the highest ranked public HBCU in the nation for the last 5 years. We're very, very proud of that. We don't take that for granted. And we know we're not the only good HBCU, but they've got us at the top. Now, what we're really proud of, and this was a part of our strategic plan, they have ranked us number 91 in the whole United States of America as far as public universities. Remember, I said there's 12 in Florida. There's 50 states. Some states have many, many more than 12. So that is a ranking that we're quite proud of at FAMU. Now this is important regardless of where you're going to go to school. Parents and students, what do you need when you're going to make a decision? You know what you need. You need information. You need data. You need feedback. You need feedback that is coming from others that's not so biased, right? Most college universities will have some type of mobile app, but if you want to know more about us, you can download this free FAMU mobile app. Let me tell you why that's important. Because when you haven't, let me go back, I'm sorry, when you haven't had a chance to spend time in the city or the campus where you're looking at, you got to find some information about them. You can get connected. You can take a virtual tour. You can see what students are saying on social media. And students, for the most part, they have strong opinions, and they try to tell the truth when they're talking about their campuses. Now, I've got a special treat for you tonight. Ms. Hayes has seen this many times. She could probably tell you more about this than me. I call her daughter Baby Rattler. So we'll see. But this is a 2-minute video, and it's got some serious things, and it's got some fun things. That college should be fun. But I want you to look at it like this, students and parents. See what it's saying to you, not to anyone else, but see what it's saying for you. I'll see you in about 2 minutes. Guys, I don't know if you saw me in that crowd of people. Psych, I'm just kidding. Um, I hope you enjoyed that. And that video resonates with people in many different ways. You'll see people say, wow, there's a lot of number ones. You'll hear people say, it looks like there's a real family atmosphere. We call it family, right? You'll even have students say, well, did students produce that video? Not in this case, but our students in School of Journalism are able to produce things like this. All right. Let's keep it going here. I'm gonna go a couple of slides forward for you, and I'm going to show you exactly what our campus looks like. Now, remember that FAMU mobile app that I was talking about, and this is very important because when you're on a campus, that's going to be your home away from home. It has to be comfortable for you. It has to have the amenities that make you feel good. But this is a short video that highlights our campus. Now, just let me give you some context. That's the downtown area. That is the capital of your state if you live in Florida. If you use your imagination at about 9 o'clock to the left of the screen, that's where Florida State University is. We're both research universities. They're a larger research university, about 40,000 students. But these buildings that you're seeing, these buildings are humongous. And you can't really see the topography, but if you go from the bottom to the top, you're going to be taking a steep walk uphill, hence referred to as the highest of 7 hills. You can stand on that hill up there overlooking downtown, and you can actually look down into that giant stadium at Florida State and see their scoreboards. You can see our stadium coming into the foreground. That big white building, well, that's where you're going to graduate from, right? And that's also where we play basketball and volleyball. But let me tell you about something about this state university system, those 12 that I mentioned. You have to have a nice campus when you're a part of that. You have to have IT infrastructure. You have to have nice dorms. You have to have infrastructure. We have a beautiful pool. We have beautiful workout facilities, not just for athletes, but for students. Okay. That's a really good shot. We like this shot right here. Let's keep it going. Now, if you were in front of me, students, one of the things that I would say to you, I wouldn't ask you what is your major, what you want major to be. I would say, what do you want to be? You know, what do you want to become? Because we're not going to expect you to know these majors, but figure it like this. FAMU is an umbrella underneath which are 14 different colleges and schools. But here's the most important thing, and I'm not going to go through all these. I want to show you. Right down here, you're going to see school of this or college of that, which is one of the main 14 areas. But on the top left, you're going to see all the tracks that are available under those areas. We've got our school of, let me tell you a funny story. I was getting off the elevator. I'm in Orlando right now. And a gentleman saw my shirt and he said, that's FAMU. He didn't say that's Florida A&M. He said, that's FAMU. And if you see my shirt, it doesn't even say our name. I said, so you know about us? He said, oh yeah, I have 2 degrees from there in architecture. I'm a professional architect. I said, well, do you know Andrew Chin? He's the dean. He said, we're great friends. So you never know, students. You always have to have your talk ready. You got to be poised and confident. You never know who you're going to be coming into contact with. School of Architecture, Engineering, and Technology, College of Agriculture and Food Science. We're the land grant information institution. So we're going to have this, but some dynamite powerhouse programs there, right? Let's keep it going. College of Education, we know what that is. College of Engineering. If you're good in math, especially if you're a woman of color, there's not a dearth of women engineers of color. You can write your own ticket with this. This is the only partnership like this in America, the FAMU FSU, the famed FAMU FSU College of Engineering. U.S. News World Report says it's the 2nd best in the state of Florida. You heard me correctly, and 60th best in the country. College of Law. That's actually down here where I am in Orlando, right down by the Amway Center. Why is that? Because when you get a degree and go there, you want to be where the courts and where the action is, where you can intern and clerk. All right. It's one of the programs that put us on the national international map. We call them white coats or pharmacists. They have doctor in front of their name, but you better be ready for chemistry though. Now, a lot of a fallacy is people think that we're just a STEM university because we have a lot of sciences and doctors, dentists, and surgeons, and engineers, and architects, and coders and cybersecurity specialists. But see all these majors: social work, criminal justice, music industry, whole lot of things. Some of these can lead to careers, some will lead to grad school. Okay, let's keep it going. College of Science and Technology, you're going to find at most universities, this is where your doctors and dentists and surgeons are going to come from. This is where your cybersecurity specialists, your coders, your IT specialists are going to come from. We do very well in that area. These people are dressed like this for a reason, students. When you're going to be a business executive, you got to look and think and act and talk like one, right? So we invite business executives from corporations from around the globe, actually, to visit our campus a couple of times a week. We want you to be able to rub elbows with them and network. School of the environment, clean air, clean water, climate. You've heard about climate change. School of Journalism and Graphic Communication. But if you see not just journalism, because a lot of the jobs that you'll see are not in front of the camera, right? Couple more. I know there's a lot of you that want to be travel nurses. You know, it's a great career. They make a great financial wage, but it's a very, very emotional kind of job. Last but not least, for those of you that are interested in cardiopulmonary science, respiratory therapy, healthcare management, occupational therapy, athletic training, that's what's for you. Now, Ms. Hayes and I have talked about this. You know, one of the things, I'm going to switch gears here. One of the things that you probably hear your aunts and uncles and maybe even brothers and sisters is talking about is, boy, these school loans this, these school loans that. That is, I think she would agree with me when I would say this is probably the hottest button issue in education. But this is one of the ways, especially if you're going to go on to a professional degree that requires not a 4-year degree, but even 2 more years, or maybe to medical school or law school, because that's not free either. But, you know, the United States, how can I say, the military services is one way that you can forego those school loans and not really even, you don't even have to make a career out of this. Honorable profession, and you are able to do that because we'll have graduate commission officers, but there is a way to do that. There's another way to alleviate your debt. Students, parents, you've heard of McDonald's, you've heard of Coca-Cola, you've heard of Dr. Pepper, you've heard of Chick-fil-A. They're not just food and beverage companies because they all have scholarship budgets. But if you're a senior or if you're a junior, you got to start looking right now. You can't look in April, they're gone. You know, we encourage our students to apply for these things every year because they get thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. Now, student life doesn't just involve having your head stuck in a book all the time, everybody. Wherever you decide to go to college, make sure that they have the extracurricular activities and the student life, which really turns you on. You don't want to do what we want you to do. You want to do what you want to do, whether it's clubs and fraternities, sororities, clubs. If we don't have it, you can make your club. And SGA, that's a former SGA president there striking. He and his staff were in charge of about $3.5 million. Yes, he was a student in charge of that kind of money, right? Now, we just didn't throw him in that position. He worked his way up. You know, we've got a professional salon for the ladies. We've got a barbershop for the guys. We've got all these different types of places to eat. We have our own bowling lanes. Why is that? You know, why is that? Again, you're at home. You're going to be here more than you are at home over the next 4 years or wherever you decide to attend. Okay. Let's switch this up just a little bit because I know I got a short video here, Ms. Hayes, and you've probably seen the North and South Towers at Pokenhorn Village. We've got some great facilities for your students to live in. Safe, new, Wi-Fi. You know how important Wi-Fi is to all these people. But even more important, before I show you the video, we have something called living learning communities. Living learning communities is those wonderful things that your children, your son and daughter want to be. They want to be whatever they want to be. We have a living learning community that goes along with that. What is that? That's an opt-in program for a year, whereas your child's going to be living with other students and in and around other students that are interested in their same career. Now, we don't segregate you from the other population, but why do we do that? It's a national program, okay? Everybody, not everybody, but if you're interested in university, you will want them to have this. Why do we do this? Because research shows that students do better not only in the first year, but over the course of their programs. But I'm going to get right straight to this video. Students, if I told you that you could have a roommate of your choice, on-site dining, on-site laundry facilities, shower and bathroom in your own room, you probably wouldn't believe me, but hopefully this video provides you a little bit more evidence of that. Everybody, I'm going to pause that right there. The gentleman in the gray suit right there is with the mask on is our president, Dr. Larry Robinson. He is a nuclear chemist by training, but he does a great job for us. And believe it or not, his scientific background aids him because he is a tenured professor in the School of the Environment. As a matter of fact, he was a principal investigator of a $30 million grant over 5 years that we received, about a year and a half ago. So what does that mean? That means that those research dollars will provide students with research opportunities, not only with opportunities, but scholarship money as well. And we're going to change gears just a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that that was not too shabby for you. But we're gonna talk some turkey now, as the grown folks would say. All universities will have admissions requirements. Remember, I said that the state universities are a little bit tougher to get into because more smart students are applying to them. I'm gonna give you some context. Last year, FAMU, we received about 25,000 applications. That is a lot for a university of 10,000 people. Well, these large universities will have even more than that. But just to give you an idea of when you look at these minimum scores, the average student profile was much higher than this. Why is that? Because quality attracts quality. For instance, the admitted students, and these are real numbers, the admitted students average close to a 3.9 GPA. They averaged about an 1160, between 1160 and 1170 SAT. Now, before you look side at me, when I mentioned those SAT scores, And SAT scores are important because if you're going to attend a state university, especially in Florida, test scores are not optional. I don't like them. Les does not make the rules in Florida. Neither does FAMU. The Florida Board of Governors does. But you're going to need a minimum of a 3.3 weighted GPA. Weighted meaning we want to give you, and most universities do, want to give you credit for those tough courses that you take. I can't think of anyone that is in Ms. Hayes' profession that would not encourage students to take an enhanced curriculum. Those 18 academic units, you're going to have those more than likely. Most of the school systems, those are required, but you're going to need minimums here. And you might be thinking, what if I'm a little bit short? If you're a little short, I didn't say a lot, but a little short, and you have the grades to offset that, more than likely you're going to be admitted, or vice versa. I said a little, not a lot. What if you're short in both categories? We may invite you to what we call Access Summer Bridge. This is not your typical Summer Bridge program. Summer Bridge normally implies remedial studies. There's nothing remedial about our Access Summer Bridge program. You might have a person over a 3.5, but they just couldn't quite hit the SAT math where they wanted to. So they'll spend 6 weeks, and more than likely they're going to be admitted because they're going to do what they're going to do. But you know what's funny about the students who start in the summer? When they start back in the fall, they're not newbies, and they're showing everybody else what to do. You need an essay, right? You got to know where the periods and commas go, and you got to know how sentence structure and writing something from your heart. You need a couple of letters of recommendation. There are a couple of ways that you can report your transcripts. You can do it yourself. That's a little bit tougher because you've got to make sure everything's self-reported. They call it SSAR. It's a national program. And you have to have it correct for us to evaluate. And you've got to connect that with the Common App. Or just as easy, you can have your guidance counselor submit through a secure portal. And they know how to do this, your transcripts. You have a $35 application fee unless you have an SAT or ACT fee waiver. Your guidance counselor can point that out to you. This might be kind of radical, but forget that April 1st deadline, because that is late. A good rattler is an early rattler. A good wherever you're going is an early whatever their mascot is, because by then the financial aid dollars are chewed up. You guys know what the FAFSA is. If you're a senior, it normally was available October 1st. It's going to be available a little bit later than that. We're talking December 1st. Just be ready for it when it happens. It's going to be easier to fill out. More than likely, there's going to be 50 questions or less versus well over 100, right? And hopefully, middle income Americans will be able to get more money. How can they say inch for inch and pound for pound than they would have before? All right. Let me show you one other slide that's very important, because there are more ways to get into a university, specifically FAMU University, than directly in there. We have programs with about over 20 state community college systems in the state. And we have active articulation agreements, meaning that you go to your local state college system and you enroll in Ignite. You're going to get an ID from FAMU. You're going to get an ID from there. You're going to be able to get advisement, so you're on the right track. But when you get your A degree, you're going to be admitted into most programs that we have. It's a very good program. You're going to save a lot of money. And Ms. Hayes, what I found out last year, I never knew the number of students who actually moved to Tallahassee to attend Tallahassee Community College, because they want to be closer to Rattler Nation, but at the same time finishing their AA degree. So it's a great program. Now, if you ever need to speak with me, now let me tell you the questions that I welcome. The questions that I don't welcome are, what are your admissions requirements? Look, students, I'm gonna be frank with you. If you're looking for something on Instagram, you can find it. You can find out what our admissions requirements are on our website and most things. Here's what I want to know, or want you to ask me. You're interested in becoming a doctor, dentist, and surgeon. I can put you on to people at our university who are going to be working with you day to day, who will have an impact on your daily life, and so on and so forth. So those are the kind of questions that I welcome. And before we go tonight, Ms. Hayes, I've got a QR code that the students on here can fill out and submit to us for further information, right? But students and parents, thank you so much, and I welcome any questions that you have.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Les. Will you put up that QR code?
I'm looking for it as we
Okay.
speak.
Okay.
Where are we right now? I have to log in. I'm doing that right now.
And then we had one question. I know once we got started in regards to the Parent Academy's email address. So I want to go ahead and give that to you again. So the Parent Academy's email address is parentacademy@sbac.edu. So Parent Academy is one word.
And I'm putting this in the chat right now, Ms. Hayes. And all they have to do is that's our CRM model, our customer relationship management model. They hit on that QR code, they fill out a short questionnaire and submit it.
Okay. All right, so we will wait to see if there are any questions that our parents or students may have. And I'm sorry, let me give you that email address again because I feel like I forgot something in it, but it's parentacademy@gm.sbac.edu. So parentacademy@gm.sbac.edu. Okay. Let's see. And they're still on, parents and students are still on here with us. So maybe they may just be typing.
Some nights parents and students have a lot of questions. Some nights they don't.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of these.
And you have your email address and all of that stuff. So they'll, if not, they'll reach out to you.
I'll put it in again.
Yes, this is recorded and it will be posted to our website. So you'll just navigate to Alachua County Public Schools homepage and then go to the equity. It'll be a little hand icon. You can click on that and then you can navigate on the left-hand side to the Parent Academy, and then you'll be able to find videos there. All right, Mr. Lester, looks like you have a lot of questions coming in here. The chat is disabled, so we can't see what you put in the chat. Okay. So we will, and that was the QR code. Is that what you put in the chat?
I put in the QR code as well as my email address.
Is it possible that you can put up your slide that has your contact information on there again?
Sure, let me just share the screen. I'll do that.
Okay. And then while you're doing that, Mr. Les, we can.
They should be able to see that right now.
Okay. And then the criteria for the Bright Futures, etc. Do you have a slide with that on it? I believe you.
No, I don't have a slide for that, but they can go onto the website, the Bright Futures website in Florida.
Okay. And Miss McKnight, I will have Mr. Bill Williams come on again, and Mr. Jimmy Yan will present again, and they typically have that information for you. But if you put your email in the Q&A, I will take it down and I will actually send you information in regards to Bright Futures and all of those requirements But they do, I know FAMU does accept Bright Futures in Florida prepay.
I just shared something else. I hope you don't mind. This is the link to the QR code
I don't mind.
in
Yeah,
a Word document. Can you see that, Ms. Hayes?
I can. You want
Okay.
to zoom in or make it bigger? I can see it, but I don't know if everybody else can. I think down there at the bottom of
Let me see.
your screen.
Can you see that? Is that
Yep.
better?
Yep.
That will lead them to a short questionnaire where they can register that they were here and get additional information.
Okay, it says my daughter applied for the summer and submitted all of the requirements. She is still waiting to get accepted.
We're doing something a little bit different. The November 1st was the priority date to have a completed application in order to be in our first wave of rendered decisions around December 4th. We're not on rolling admissions anymore, meaning that last year, if a student would have applied September 1st and they would have had a completed application, we would have rendered a decision shortly thereafter. The reason why we're doing this differently, and some of the top universities in Florida do this, it allows us to service our students better in holding off and rendering decisions in waves versus one at a time. And when you apply, you should get access to what we call an iRattler portal. We can't possibly answer 30,000 phone calls. You must check your email, students. You must check your email. You must check your spam or any other folders that you have associated with their email. Sometimes firewalls as a security measure will block them, but every applicant that we get, they automatically are sent access to their iRattler personal secured portal, which they must access within about a week and a half, or then they have to go through IT and get it set up again. That is a way for these students to make sure that they know the status of their application. And not only that, this is how they're going to receive their financial aid package. This is how we're going to be communicating with them going forward.
Okay, I tried to call the admissions office, but it's hard to get in contact with a live person.
It sure is. I just explained why, because there are thousands of applicants. You must use your iRattler portal. If I can help you, use my email. Go on the website to different departments and use their email. That is a much better way to communicate. The phone is kind of an antiquated way of doing college business these days. The volume is just such that colleges and universities, especially state college universities, can't do that. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ms. Hayes.
You're fine.
Sometimes I get things in my head and they have to come out of my mouth.
No worries. Okay,
But
can
it's
he
important.
share
It's very important for them to check their email, Ms. Hayes, the students, and to give a valid email address to us, the one that's working, one that's not disconnected, and that they must check that in all folders, including spam associated with that email account.
Okay. I'm sorry. And then Miss Thomas, did you get the QR code again? Because she asked for it again, but I'm not sure if she asked that question.
I can put it up again if she doesn't have
She
it.
said, yes, I did. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then if you are an athlete and you want a scholarship, do you need the same need the same requirements?
Check with your guidance counselors, because you have to be registered with the NCAA clearinghouse. Check with their coach at high school. They will know how that works. And to play at a university like FAMU in a Division I category NCAA, you got to have game. And the best way to contact us would be to get your coach to contact our coach. and check with your high school coach about uh, how your life pertains to the NCAA clearinghouse.
Good questions. Okay. And we've answered them all so far, so we'll wait and see if anyone else has any additional questions. Ms. McKnight, I have your email address, so I'll make sure I get that information forwarded over to you. And then Mr. Les, do you share your PowerPoint if any parent?
It's hard to share it in mass. It can't be emailed. There's another mechanism that we use, but you know, I have shared it before, but it's hard to share it with just a mass of people.
Okay. So just in case if someone contacts me.
I can definitely do that for you, Ms. Hayes.
Okay, thank you.
It's a really, really large file
Okay.
to transfer electronically.
And so folks, I can vouch for FAMU and everything that Mr. Les said. My daughter is enjoying herself to the max. She did go in the summer, which I, as a parent, absolutely love because I felt like it wasn't as many students there. And she would have the opportunity to go get acclimated and learn her campus, and meet some great friends in the process. And then once she was going back for the fall, she already knew people. She was so excited about, reuniting with those students. And there was not so many kids or young adults, I should say, on campus versus when she went back. So she could see the difference between going in the summer and then going back in the fall. So that summer program, if they have the opportunity to do that, I would say do it. I would say go to the previews as a family. So that way you as a parent can have the opportunity to tour the campus with your student and meet some awesome people. There was not one person that we met on that campus that did not treat us like family the day we met them. And so I can, like I say, vouch for the atmosphere, and it is like none other. We just attended homecoming for the first time, and that was amazing. So I can say that this is a amazing school that, if you have the opportunity to go and visit, you definitely should. Definitely
Ms.
should.
Hayes, that's kind of you. Thank you for saying that. And you offer a unique perspective
Absolutely. Yeah,
because you're in this right now.
yeah. Let me see. She was able to log into her iRattler account, but I'm not sure what that is. It's not working for her. Can you see that, Mr. Les? That question?
No,
Go to
I
the
can't.
Q&A.
You know what? I'm not able to see.
Down at the bottom of your webinar window, go to where it says more, those three dots.
Hang on just one second.
Okay.
Where
Oh,
are those three dots?
her
I've seen that a
fam
million
mail.
times.
Okay. So it says her so she logged into her iRattler account, but the fam mail is not working.
I'm looking for those three dots. I don't think I'm oh, wait, there we go. Let me see if I can. No, I'm not access to that. Get her to contact me and just say check on iRattler, and I can give her 3 help desk contacts, professional, not students, 3 professionals that work at help desk that can help her with that.
Okay. Okay, so if
For
you want,
some reason, I can't see that.
okay. So can you put up that screen one more time? And then
Which is that?
the,
Which
the
screen?
screen with your email address on it.
Oh,
And so
yes,
maybe
yes.
she
Hang
could
on,
just take a
hang on.
picture
Yes, hang on.
of it.
Can you see it?
Oh, yes, I can.
All right.
So just take down, let me see.
Actually, you know what? I can do that. I think I can do that from here. Hang on.
Okay.
Ain't technology great?
Yes, you're gonna go ahead and type the numbers in for her.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
If I can find
Okay.
this file, I should be able to find it. Hang on just for a second.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so he's gonna try to get you
Here we
that
go.
contact. He's gonna try to
Here
find
we
that and
go.
put that
Yeah, here we go. Right here, and I'm just going to share the screen again.
okay.
Actually, let me stop. Here we go, right there. Should be able to see that. See those 3 emails right there?
I can.
Technology is great when it works.
Uh-huh. So if you just want to pull your cell phone out maybe and just take a picture of it so that way you'll have it readily available, or you can probably email them right now. Um,
Yeah, you can just go ahead and email
mhm.
them and just keep it basic. What your challenge is.
And then while she is taking that information down, we have another question that says, if I submit an application on November 2nd, is it a big difference than submitting on November 1st?
Yes, it is, because that was the priority date for the first wave of decisions, which will come out, which will be available around December 4th. And I don't know the exact date of the second wave, but it will be after Christmas. It won't be before. That's why I always say a good rattler is an early rattler.
Thank you. And I can say that my daughter decided that she wanted to go probably sophomore year, maybe. When she did she did a tour. And after she came back, and that might have been freshman year actually. And she decided that she wanted to go. And so by senior year, she had already applied, and she received her notice that she got in before the end of November. So she was on top of it. So if we have any up and rising seniors that know that this is what you want, just make sure that you hit those deadlines and that you're ready to go and put in those applications when those deadlines are approaching, because I mean, even her senior pictures that they took during the summer, she's like, Mom, I need a FAMU shirt. I need a Rattler shirt. And she took senior pictures in her orange and green because she already knew. And this was before she even knew she got in. So, if that is your dream to wherever you want to go, just make sure you meet those deadlines early. Even if you just have it already filled out, or all of the information that you know that is going to go on that application, all of your letters of recommendation, do those early. So that way you already have that um, information in a section where you don't have to go look for anything. It's already done, and you'll be prepared when that date comes to go ahead and apply. So just be ready for wherever it is that you want to go. Find out those dates and be ready. And if it's other places that you want to go, you can definitely reach out to me and I can see if I can get that information for you too as well. All right, Mr. Les, I don't see any other questions popping up for us. I believe that everybody now has your email address. As soon as I get the copy of our video, I will be putting it up on our website for anyone
Beautiful.
that wants to review and go back and look at something that may have missed or just want to go back and say, oh, wait a minute, I thought that he said this and let me go back and look at that. So that will be available for you. If you all need to reach me, again, that's the Parent Academy at gm.sbac.edu, and I'll get those questions answered or get them forwarded to Mr. Les for you. And we got some thank you very much. Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate you guys taking time out to spend with us this evening. Absolutely. You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hayes. Appreciate you as always. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Absolutely. And if there's any other places that you all decide, that your kids want to go or that you would like to hear from, please let me know. And I'll definitely reach out to whoever those recruiters are to see if they can come on and host for us to be able to have this one-on-one to get some of our questions answered. And since I don't see any additional questions, I'll go ahead and close us out for this evening. So I just want to thank you again for joining us on tonight's Zoom. We appreciate your participation. Each week, you're available to connect with us for more informative presentations and discussions. Once again, I am Tina Foston Hayes, the Parent Academy Specialist for Educational Equity and Outreach for the Alachua County Public Schools. Next week, I look forward to seeing you back here because we have Take Stock for children. So their application process is open. They will be on to present to you about what you need to come and apply. So we can try to get your students some college paid for, and that is a great thing. So that will be next week. Same time, 6 o'clock. So hopefully I will see you back here. Again, my name is Tina, and you all have a wonderful night. Thank you, Mr. Les. I appreciate you. That's right, strike. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye.